Can we sit down? No interruptions. Open dialogue without judging. Dope discussions. Dope discussions. Talking real raw. Ain't no cutting. Open dialogue without judging. Dope discussions. Dope discussions. Can we talk about it? Yeah. 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 Can we sit down? No interruption. Open dialogue without judging. Dope discussions. Dope discussions. Talking real raw, ain't no cutting. Open dialogue without judging. Dope discussions. Dope discussions.
Can we talk about it?
Can we?
Yeah.
Excited.
Well, we already know that when it comes to topics like this, YouTube does not really favor them. Okay, so y'all do us a favor if you are in attendance. Like the video, share the video, subscribe. Today we are going to be joined by one of my good sisters, Miss Cyn Doll. First things first, I want to tell them how I came across you.
Okay, I'm scared.
So I came across Cyn Doll from somebody talking bad about her. If you don't know, Cyn Doll is an A1 Day 1 cosmetologist, trichologist, trichologist?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, scientist. She's the whole 9 yards, right? She's a big deal. And I came across her platform because if you all are unaware, I am also a licensed cosmetologist and I love beauty as well. Okay. Although we talk about relationship things and everything of that nature over here, I still am a cosmetologist and beauty girl at heart. And so somebody was talking about you real bad and somebody didn't know what you was talking about. And so I went and checked you out and I'm like, she's saying things that really I don't agree with because we were raised wrong in the Black community. Let's just be real, in which we're going to be getting into a little bit of things that were wrong as far as our upbringing in a second, which will trigger some of y'all. But at any rate, like I didn't agree with a lot of what you were saying. Like she was telling us to stop oiling our scalp and all of these different things. I'm like, what the hell? But after I listened to you, sis, and I started applying your information, I noticed a huge difference in my hair growth and everything, right? And so that is how I got introduced to Cyn. And then as I got more familiar with your content, I started to comment more. I started to send in super chats. Y'all know I'm a good supportive girly, okay?
Yes, I appreciate it. I was like, oh.
I think that's how I got Cyn's attention. Like, oh, who the hell is this sending me super chat? So, you know, from then, I guess Cyn was able to check out our dope discussions and she had been rocking with us since then. And recently, you came across a video that I did with my husband.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I guess I was kind of speaking your language. Let's get into how you even came across that content and what sparked you to want to have another dope discussion pertaining to the whole religious aspect.
Well, first, let's get something straight. Don't make me sound money hungry. I knew I found you. Okay, listen to how ironic this is, because probably either before or during the fact that you was hearing Baldhead Fresh talk about me, I knew who you were because people been talking shit. People don't like my delivery. They don't like my delivery.
Welcome to the club.
When I saw you for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, she speaks my language. Like your delivery and the way you talk and stuff. I was like, okay, it's not just me. It's not me. They're soft, so that's how I first heard of you. But it was first off, we don't really get to have those open conversations like you just said. Anytime we make a conversation or a plan to have a conversation about religion that's any different from what we were taught in church, where we're taught to like push it away. It's not open for debate. It's not open for discussion at all. So it kind of gives you that feeling like, oh, I'm gonna just keep it to myself and I'm gonna just study and learn these things by myself. But to hear y'all talk about it and just to hear y'all perspective, it was two things that was like, oh, I love this. Black love. I love the way that not only you, the two of you have relationship, you have a friendship, you have communication, y'all can talk, y'all have dialogue, you know what I mean? Like, and that part really was like, oh, I like this. But moreover, it was the portion that really got me was when you were talking about like how you feel about Christianity and stuff, that my deconstruction story starts off a lot like yours.
Really?
And the portion where you were talking about Christianity specifically, and then your husband spoke on the fact that it's not just like that in the spiritual community, but it's also, I mean, in the Christian community, but it's also like that in the spiritual community, because I just made a video not too long about it. I think it is a certain type of psychosis on Black people in general, because the same way they're going to do us with this conversation we're going to have today is the same way they do me, because anything that is unfamiliar to you, anything that you haven't been indoctrinated with is automatically the devil. It's automatically something you're not supposed to listen to. It's automatically that, you know? So that was the thing that I was like, oh, first of all, obviously that's how you met me. I kind of like stirring the pot a little, like you know, like I really like doing that. But moreover, it just feels good. I feel like the foundation isn't as thick and as heavy as it was like maybe when we were kids, when our parents were coming up, because now we can talk about it and like have these conversations. So that's something that was like, oh, sis peeling the curtain back. I like it.
Yeah, and so many people are unaware of my beliefs and what I come from. And so I thought that would also be a way to kind of reveal more personal things about myself. Because a lot of people will automatically assume, like I stated in that previous dope discussion I did with my husband, they'll automatically assume that because you're a Black woman, especially, that you are religious or you're a Christian, and I'm not. So I wanted to touch base on it so that my people can also gain a better understanding of where I come from, who I am, and what I'm about. And also to let other people like yourself be aware that you are not alone, you know, because it can be a very, very lonely road, especially in the Black community, when you are not somebody that is following some kind of religious doctrine.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we are not the only Black sheep, y'all. Okay, if you are a Black sheep, welcome to the club. It's all right. You gonna make it through. However, I do want to make it abundantly clear that if you are somebody that is religious, we don't mean any harm to you. It's just a matter of time, right? For us as non-believers, quote unquote, to be able to express ourselves and say what we feel and what we think, and you know, how we navigate our lives and how it may be helpful or beneficial for us, which could ultimately be inspiring, helpful, and beneficial to you. All right. But that's something else that I need to highlight about Miss Cyn Doll. She's also a happily married woman, and y'all know we love to have happily married women on our platform to share the love and share the information. I believe Cyn has been with her husband for what, 20 years?
We've almost. We've been married for 17 years, but we've been together for 18 years.
See what I'm saying? So yeah.
So almost.
Yeah. So yeah, we love the fact that we can see not only more Black sheep, right, that are thinking or going outside of the box as far as, you know, our religious lifestyles and things of that nature, but also being the example of what Black love looks like. I believe you say you have children, so we love to see that. Okay. But enough of that. I want to get into the triggering and uncomfortable parts of the dope discussion. Cyn Doll, can you tell us what was your upbringing like as far as you growing up with certain religious beliefs? Like, what were your family's religious beliefs, and how did you become to be quote unquote awakened, if you will, out of the psychosis that you mentioned?
Well,
we got time.
Well, mine is a little different. I just want to do a precursor. That's why I asked you where you was from again, St. Louis. I'm like, all right, they got a pretty bad reputation too, so I won't be as bad because I'm from Detroit, right? Because Detroit's like murder capital, you know, like, okay. So with in Detroit, you have East Side and you have West Side. Okay, on First 48, that's mostly the East Side. West Side too, but I'm a West Side girl. My mom was West Side. My dad was East Side. My father's side of the family was super duper religious, right?
Your father's side, you said?
My father's side, East Side, super religious. But even though they were religious, and when I say religious, I mean speaking in tongues, casting out demons, all of the things. However, all of my uncles had babies on their wives, multiple children. Yeah, baby, yeah, multiple. My grandfather, he was the keyboard player in church. Multiple babies on my grandmother. He's been gone since I was 7. I just met another auntie probably 2 years ago. She lives in Memphis. Anywho, so that's how I grew up seeing it. But when I say like religion, I mean like you going to hell if you do this. You can't wear skirts. You can't wear. You can't wear pants. You can't wear shorts. You can only wear dresses. You can only wear skirts. Like all of the things, everything you could possibly think of, you know. And they were mainly, I think they were, half of them were Kojic, and then the rest of them were like non-denominational. And like you said, it was innate. It was something that we did. It was something that happened on a regular basis. However, my father, he was kind of like the rebel of his family. Like he was super religious, then he left out and was like when it was trying to be a temptation and his opening his own, starting his own stuff and smoking weed and stuff. And then he came back to Jesus, right? And then I was with him when he came back to Jesus. But in the midst of all of those things, I saw like the backbiting. I saw like one of my aunties, I call her, I'm not gonna say her actual name. Let's say her name's Brenda. That's not her name, but I called her my auntie Uncle Brenda. And she was married to a man, but a woman. But the most religious auntie that I had is the one who turned her out. God rest her soul. Yeah, she was gay first. Yeah, crazy stuff. I grew up seeing crazy shit like. My grandmother's like this is my grandma's house directly across the street. If anybody on here is watching from Detroit, it was off Mack and Warren down the street from Kettering. It's the ghetto, okay? Directly across the street from my grandma's house was a whole house. Okay?
What?
You heard what I said. And at first we didn't know what the hell was going on. We're like, oh, they might get some ice cream out the ice cream truck. They're like, that ain't no ice cream truck, and we mind our business. Okay, but one of the ladies that was operational in the ice cream truck, she ended up moving into my grandma's house because she was with my uncle. But now she has her own church. Praise God, she's a pastor now, and they don't know that she used to be the prostitute lady across the street. So anywho, I stayed in that. I just grew up in it, and I never saw anything wrong with it. Same thing everybody else hears. You don't question God. I would ask certain questions. I would say things like, I'm like, hey, Dad, I have a question. It'll be like, don't question God. You're going to hell. It's like, okay. And so I just wouldn't question it. And I remember it was probably like 10 years before my dad passed away. He was reading things. He was actually reading the Bible, like actually reading it, not just his favorite scriptures. he was actually reading it, and there were a lot of things that were unsettling for him. So he decided to read the Quran. I think that's how you say it. But he didn't like that either. So he was like, never mind, we're not going to be Muslim, we'll stay Christian, right? So we stayed in that. And that's just where I was. As I got older, I didn't see any problem with it. The same thing you were saying. I never looked deeper. I didn't ask questions. I didn't want to go to hell. And I used to say stuff like, well, if I'm wrong and this ain't real, I'ma just float away and I'll be in the nothingness. But if this is right and I'm wrong, I'ma burn in hell for a long time, and it's hot, and I don't like to be hot. So I'ma just follow it, right? And then my father dies, right? And when my father died, it was just like everything was left up to me now. It was no like going to him and asking questions. So like the same thing you said happened when like the veil was lifted from you, when you were like, oh my God, I have to depend on me. There's nobody to save me. That was my experience with my father. So I'm like, I need to read the Bible for myself, because I didn't do it. Any question I had, I would just ask my dad. I never went deep enough for myself. So I started reading it, and then the more I actually read the Bible, I was like, what in the fuck is that shit? Like, I was like, what? And then mind you, but look at it for me, look at it in this perspective. Like, this is the mind of a scientist, right? So everything that I read, I'm like, but why? What does that mean? Let me research that. So like in Genesis, when they first start, I think it's Genesis, yeah. When they first start going through like all of the different scriptures and stuff, they started talking about Abraham, right? And you know how Abraham's the father of everybody and stuff. So after they like, oh, this person begets this person, and going through the whole bloodline and all that, at the end of it, it said all of these people and all of these things, all of these families are allegory. So I'm like, what? Hold on. This one on lips. And I said, what is the definition of an allegory? It's a metaphor. I'm like, so if Abraham and all of his kids and all of these people are allegory and they're not even real, and it's just an example, then that means that all of these stories connected to these people are all allegories. Like these are examples. So I'm like, what the hell? So then I just kept reading, and the more you read for yourself, the more it's like, okay. So I started going even deeper, and his name is Greg Braden, I think is his name. And don't make me lie on what the book was. I'll send it to you when we get done. It's a blue book with green writing on it. I mean, a blue book with black writing on it. And it was this scripture, and you know how it's like, pray, knock, and seek, and you shall find, knock, and the door shall be open, and pray, and everything you need will be open to you. Well, I read the original text, because I learned that, and anybody listening to the sound of my voice you can check this yourself. Google it. Every 12 years, the head honcho, so whoever like the top pastors are, the top people at the top of the religious institutions, they all get together in this one big meeting hall, and they talk about church, and they talk about the different scriptures of the Bible that are working for the congregations and the scriptures that aren't working for the congregation. And then they take the ones, they vote. And the ones that ain't supposed to be in there, that they don't think are that useful, they take them motherfuckers out.
You lying.
Girl, I have a couple of them pulled up already.
Wait. So you telling me, okay, let's start over for a little bit. Let me go back to what you said. Where did you find the information that told you that these stories in the Bible were allegories?
Well, that's in the Bible. The Bible itself, like I'm gonna, I can't, because my phone's right here. I'll type it whenever you get ready to start talking. I will look it up. Because when you actually it's either Genesis or whatever book is right after Genesis. I know Bible scholar, but I read the whole damn thing, and the word allegory is literally in the Bible. Like right after he gets the name at Abraham, and Abraham begot this person and his wife and his bloodline and the different things that they did. It says all of these things are allegory.
Wow.
And I remember asking a pastor about it, and he was like, oh, that doesn't mean that it's metaphors. That just means that God gives you parables to help you understand more. But I'm like, but that's not what it says, though.
No, because let a lot of the, and it's no shade, but let a lot of the Bible thumpers tell it. The Bible is factual and it's historical, like it's history. They will reference it as historical fact.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna play that. Like, oh no, it's just what? Let's look up what allegory means. I'm gonna give y'all a real definition.
Please do.
Okay. Allegory, a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political one. Okay. Similar to a parable, analogy, or a metaphor.
And then remember the second thing that I said that kept jumping out to me while you looking up stuff. I want you to look up the word Elohim and look up if whether or not it's singular or plural.
What did you say it was?
Elohim. I think you spell it ELLOHIM if I'm not, or HM. I'm probably wrong with that. I probably
let me see. I think I found it.
Yeah, I definitely
It's ELOHIM.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, definition. Okay, let's see how to pronounce it. Let's turn it up.
Elohim.
Elohim.
Okay. Yeah, Elohim.
Yeah, Elohim. It is a noun, okay? A name for God used frequently in the Hebrew Bible.
Do it give you the if whether or not it's singular or plural in there? Normally, say like is the original Hebrew is singular or plural? The word.
It's not telling me all of that. It just says Elohim, a name for God used frequently in the Bible. Yeah, that's all it's given.
Well, everybody, y'all research it on your own. Look up the word in the Hebrew. It is plural. The Bible says the gods created the heaven and the earth. Even when you look in the story in the garden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he was like, "Oh no, they ate of the fruit. Now they're wise like us." Who is us?
Mm-hmm.
Who is us? If it's just one, but
that's what I'm saying.
You'll get the Father, the Son, it's the Trinity. But and this is something, it blew me away too. That's why on my channel I don't really talk about it as much, because people like to be combative and go back and forth. Even all of because there are going to be Bible thumpers in the comments. I'm sure there already are, and right. I don't entertain it because I used to be you before I actually read it.
Right.
So, but when you really actually look at it, it tells you everything. It tells you the Bible is allegory. Even Jesus never wanted to be worshipped. He never wanted anybody to worship him. And it says it multiple times. But I mean,
that right there is kind of what grinds my gears as well. Like, I hate how we always have to go outside of ourselves seeking a savior, when even Jesus, quote unquote, which one could even argue that name because Jay was not even whatever, but even Jesus, quote unquote, told you, hey, ye are gods. Like, you don't have to worship me. You can do the same things I can do. So that just kind of like, it infuriates me, because I know how much more powerful we could be if we took our power back, and if we just knew that all that we are searching for is already within us. But like I say, when you talk like that, it's like that's blasphemous. You're making it seem like you are God. And it's like, you know what? It is what it is. And like you said, to your point, I can't get too upset because I once was that.
Yeah.
Cyn, I'm going to say something and it may blow your mind. I remember January 9th, 2005.
Okay.
I got baptized. It was right before my 13th birthday because my mother told me that when I turned 13, that's when all of my sins fell on me. Is that true? I don't know. Did she make some shit up? I don't know. But that's what my mother told me. Now, mind you, my mother is nobody that's in church. She ain't none of this, but let her tell it. She is the one that is handpicked by God. Okay. So January 9th, 2005, I went and I got baptized. When I went and got baptized in, and this is something I probably have never shared with anybody before, but I'm going to tell y'all, and I would love to get y'all's feedback on what y'all believe this was. Now, if you are a Bible thumper, you will swear up and down, see, Danica, that was God, that was Jesus. Okay. But when I got baptized, January 9, 2005, when I went in the water and I came back up, everything, it was like the sun was brighter. It was shining through the window. I got happy, if you will. I started speaking in tongues. Don't know what the fuck I was saying. It was a whole ordeal. I'm jumping around. I'm speaking in tongues. I'm, just doing the most, right? And these old ladies, they are walking with me. They like, yes, baby, talk to them. Talk to them, baby. Talk to them. And, it was a whole thing. So when I got home, I was the talk of my whole family. It was like, oh, and my nickname is Bunny. They was like, oh, Bunny, she got saved. She's a prophetess. God chose her. She was speaking in tongues, and not everybody speaks in tongues. So for her to speak in tongues, that's letting us know that she's chosen. God want her. God need her. The whole 9 yards. Now, hindsight, me making it make sense, I believe that I was just so overwhelmed with all of the different emotions of being saved, being baptized, and all these different things, that something within me was probably triggered to where I got quote unquote excited and I got happy and I caught the Holy Ghost. But to a believer, it's like, no, Danica, you're denying Christ. You know what happened. You got, saved, and that's what it was. So with me sharing that information with you all, I was possessed. That's what it felt like. I ain't gonna lie. Like it did feel like a possession. I don't know. But
I got something for that.
Cyn, what do you think transpired on January 9th, 2005 in that church?
Well, I have a very, very, very similar experience. So,
really?
Okay. I've been a dancer. I'm in Vegas, not on the pole. Ballerina. Okay. Ballet and modern. So before, because remember I told you my dad at first, before he got super holy, he was like in and out. They used to have cabarets and stuff, right? And they used to call me the crying ballerina. Okay. Because when I dance, right, anytime like the bass picks up, I would get really emotional and start crying. So they would call me the crying dancer. They were like, what's wrong with her? And I couldn't control it, right? So when I started going to church and I'm dancing and I'm crying, they like, look at her. Like I ran multiple dance ministries. Like we had 10, 15 girls when they was the shit too. You ain't supposed to say that about church, but they was the shit. Okay. And they would be like, oh my God, that girl is so full of the spirit. But the truth of the matter is, now that I'm not there anymore, and I still get the same feeling, not listen to gospel music, but like Afro beats, anything with a really strong like bass and like Danica, when I say the same exact feeling that you get in church when you like all of the shouting and same thing. Same exact thing.
So what do you think that is? Because it has to be an innate thing.
Well, okay, let's do this. So let's go back. And I'm not even like, oh, let's go back to Africa. I'm definitely not. Okay, I'm definitely not one of those. But look at what they look at what most Christians demonize. If you go and you look at how African spirituality is and what they be doing, if you go look at the way that a Christian Holy Ghost service looks and the way that African spirituality looks when they're like calling in, it's the same thing. But they tell them, oh, you possessed by a demon. But when you actually sit down and talk to somebody in African spirituality and ask them what's happening, what they'll do, for example, let's say Oshun. Okay, they love Oshun and they like, we want to give gifts and offerings to Oshun because we love her. They don't believe in worship. They're not worshiping like, oh, I'm nothing but dirt, so come into me, Oshun. No, it's like they're trying to invoke her energy. So they'll start listening to her music and then they'll get overwhelmed with emotions. And the way it won't be everybody, they'll all be in there together and they're waiting for that one. You know how you were that one when you got baptized? They're waiting for that one that breaks out and starts jumping up and down, yelling and crying and speaking in a tongue that nobody else knows. In Christianity, they call it speaking in tongues. But in African spirituality, they just would have said, Oshun came into you and it's giving a message to everybody. But it's literally the same thing. If you go and watch a video of it happening, it looks the same. And so you got to think about it. If somebody that's in African spirituality that's never been inside of a Christian church would have came in and saw you at 13 hopping up out of there and speaking in tongues and jumping around, they could think the same thing that you would think if you walk in that stuff. It's literally the same thing. And the more you sit down and do your research, you learn that in slavery, they said, here, nigger, take this Bible, here is your God. And then they masked whoever their real gods were with the names of the gods that they gave them in the Bible. But their spirituality stayed exactly the same because they not speaking in tongues and getting up and jumping around in Catholic Church. That happens in certain Black churches because in slavery, they had to mask their own spirituality and practice Christianity. So they didn't really believe it, but so they wouldn't get their damn arms and legs cut off. They masked Christianity with their own spirituality. So most Black people think that they're doing something Christian, but really you're practicing African spirituality when you getting up, speaking in tongues, catching the Holy Spirit. That was happening long before Christianity came along. Because just like that one video, Christians versus, the spiritualists, Christianity hasn't been around that long. Right. But African spirituality, speaking in tongues, jumping up and down, getting emotional, that's been happening for thousands upon thousands of years before Jesus was even a concept.
That's deep. So now you're gonna have me thinking that Oshun came through.
Wait, to be honest,
I
was gonna say, to be honest, I think Oyamo your speed. I don't even know if that's the one.
Who is that?
She's another Orisha, but she has a more I'm gonna send you some stuff on my own, but she has more of our energy. Oshun is more, even though Oshun tears some stuff up too, she's presented as more of like a sweet and energy, whereas Oya's color is red.
Oh, we got on red.
Yeah, and
sis, do we got the same nails?
It's like red is like the color that she show up in more than anything, but she also is represented by all colors. Like they have a lot of drawings of her like with a skirt on with like the rainbow, but not like that the way they use the rainbow. But just like a rainbow skirt with rainbow colors, but her main colors are red, which is really weird that we both have on red.
And see, And see, this is where I would have to check myself, right? Because I like to be open, honest, and transparent and real.
Oh yeah.
This is where I would have to check myself because I'm hearing what you're saying, and you're bringing up different orishas or different spirits and things of that sort. And I'm being a lot more receptive to what you are saying. But if a Christian came through and was talking about Jesus and the Holy Spirit, I'd be like, man, get that shit up out of here. But here I am being receptive and open to Amaya or
but I think what confuses people, and I know what confused me at first, because again, at first I was a Christian, judging everybody, telling everybody they was going to hell for listening to Beyonce or Jay-Z. Everybody was going to hell. Like, so I was on the same page. But when you actually really look at it, first of all, I think the problem that Christians have, and when I say Christians, I am also speaking of myself in the past. So get your panties out of your ass, because if I'm attacking y'all, I'm attacking us too, because we used to be where you at. But the thing is, it's like, okay, if I look at it from that aspect, whenever you see, even with the 20 verses 1, it's like, oh, you're the devil or you're a demon. And what most Christians, myself included, don't understand, the devil is a Christian concept. Like all religions and different forms of spirituality believe in positive and negative energy, but the devil is a Christian concept, and it was not at the beginning of Christianity. The original Hebrew text does not have a devil or hell.
Wow.
The original Bible does not have a heaven or a hell. Like, that was added on.
Let's go here. Cyn. I'm gonna be real. I'm a weirdo. Okay, that's what it is. Call me weird.
Girl, me too.
Serious. Like, I will go into a deep dive on some shit that nobody would probably ever suspect that I would go into. You should. Like, for example, I've been coming across countless videos of people talking about dying, right? And they're all from all of these different walks of life. You have Christians, you have atheists, you have Muslims, you have spiritualists, and they're all saying the same exact thing as far as what happened to them upon death. But at any rate, I keep on coming across how, in a nutshell, I'm just going to summarize it. In a nutshell, they say when you quote unquote die, right, you are the one that essentially punishes yourself. So it's not an instance of you committing all these sins and this, that, and the third, and then you fall into a lake of fire to burn for eternity. It's based upon how you felt about yourself, based upon what you feel like your deeds was, and all of that. And so you will kind of go to hell, but it's all within your own mind until you come up out of it, because they say when you die, you're surrounded by nothing but pure love and peace is what it is. So essentially, I can understand where you're coming from. Like, hell is something that we create. Just like, in my opinion, heaven is something that we create. It's just a matter of perception. It's a matter of what you choose to do with the information, what you choose to do with your life. But I don't think that I should have to wait until I die to experience heaven. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through hell right now. So
what's funny, and then I promise you, because I know people gonna be in your comment like, what's the scripture? What's the scripture? So when we get off of here, I'm gonna like text you, and maybe if you want, you can like add it to your community tab or something. Okay. But when Jesus was on that mountain, when he was saying all the stuff that everybody love to quote but don't follow, he told, but the disciples asked him, like, when is heaven coming? When are we going? Where is heaven coming? And Jesus said, and it's still in the Bible, niggas don't read. In the Bible, God told them, like, that heaven isn't a place outside of us. Like, he was like, heaven is around you. It's in the mind. It is you're surrounded in it. He wasn't like, oh, it's up in the sky, it's in a faraway place. He never said that. But they put out so much doctrine, and you got to think about it. That's like, if you've ever met a liar, right? Like somebody that's a liar. They sometimes somebody will tell a lie on you so long, Danica, they'll start to believe it.
Yeah.
Their self, even though they know they made it up, they like, nope. She got 3 legs. Like, I seen the other leg. She be tucking it. You know, without, and I feel like those are the things that constantly happen to people, because even okay, look at it like this. Even if you go down and if you really sit down and be a super nerd, which you like to do, and do a deep dive, and when you look at the original text on where the Bible was actually written and look at what archaeologists say, don't even look at it in a Christian perspective, right? Just look at it, look it up like you just looking for data. Some of the pages of the Bible, sis, they found like in the mountain, on the side of a mountain, underneath some bricks and some decomposed bodies. Like, scientifically, there could have been, just think, and there's just a theory, right? One of the books of the Bible, people like, you going to hell, and they ain't talking to their kids over, could have been written by a person who was hallucinating because they were starving to fucking death. Like, think about it. Some of the actual books of the Bible were found under bodies in a random cave in Australia. What? Australia? And Jesus was in all the way in Israel somewhere? Like, what? But like, we can't even have these conversations and talk about it. But most Black people, myself included, I thought the Bible was written like this. Like, Paul and Peter was like, it's my turn, cometh into the roometh, and the rightness of the word is. And then there was, Jesus said it. That's not what happened. Most of the people who tell the story about Jesus never even met him. They weren't even alive when he was alive. Most stories about Jesus were written 100 years after Jesus was gone. And so it was all hearsay.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what kind of like grinds my gears about it, because they will fight you tooth and nail, like, oh no, this happened, this is real, this is factual. Like, for crying out loud, y'all, somebody was in the belly of a whale.
Yeah.
Y'all really gonna sit here and say, oh, that's facts, that's history. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I think
and
that's why
me
I
off
like,
is
when your husband was talking and you asked him a question and he was like, I don't know. No, not you, somebody else in the audience, like, what do you think about this? He like, I don't know. And I don't think Black people would be at the place that they're at if niggas would just say, I don't know, because none of y'all niggas know. Some of y'all don't even know how to file your taxes. So how you gonna tell me what the creator of my soul in this universe thinks? Like, what?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I reached a point to where I gotta just stop talking to you. You know,
Yes.
Like, no, and it's no shade. When I'm saying this, it just is what it is. Because I can only be so respectful and so understanding until it's like, okay, you are willfully ignorant. Like, you don't want to know. You don't, you know what I'm saying? And then what really makes me upset is when they try to make up a lie to try to, I guess, compensate for there not being any truth behind what they saying. Like, oh, well, I think what it was. I asked you what you think. What does it say? Oh, well, God meant. So now you're speaking for God.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It reaches a point for me personally to where it's like, okay, let me just not talk to this person, or let me just shut up, let me just, disconnect, because you don't know what you're talking about. And it's not even necessarily that they don't know what they're talking about. I feel like what really kind of like gets under my skin is when you try to condemn me in the process of you not even knowing what the hell you're talking about. You try to correct me and teach me, and you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Yeah. Like, that's my issue.
Me too. That's my problem with everything. That's why I was like, oh, I love her. I had so much respect for you when you said that, even about me, because I, as a scientist, I don't believe anything that comes out of anybody's mouth. So anything that I say, I'm expecting you to go prove me wrong. That's what I do for a living. I literally prove people wrong for a living. Not here on YouTube. I mean scientifically. Like big brands that y'all hear. You know how it's like scientists say or scientifically tested. I'm one of the scientists that they paying to test it. So I want people to prove me wrong. And I think the issue that I have with Christianity is everything so like it's so closed off. Like we can't talk, we can't have conversations. If you have a different explanation, you're the devil. And a lot of you, even in the comments, I'm not even looking at them. I looked at the time real quick. And when you glanced over, all you can see is, that's why I say it's a mental psychosis, because it's like the part of the brain that allows you to think for yourself is completely cut off. And it's almost like they're on autopilot, just quoting scriptures like the power of the Lord is your strength. If you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can move them out. Like all of your favorite scriptures, like every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. It's like you just throw out the same things instead of us just having a conversation. And I think the thing that irritates me most about Christians is y'all don't really follow Jesus, because Jesus wouldn't move nothing like y'all moving. Like the comments right here, Jesus wouldn't be fucking with none of these comments. None of them. Like the people that y'all judge the most, those are the people that he was hanging out with. And I think that you really got to pay attention to what the Bible say. It don't just say Jesus was, he was talking and preaching to the whores and the whoremongers. No, it said he was chilling with them.
He was what?
He was chilling. Like they was hanging out.
You're
They
right.
was shooting the shit. Like nobody's chilling with somebody that's judging them and telling them they going to hell.
Right.
It would be a lighthearted conversation like the one that me and you are having right now. But it can never. Have you ever had a conversation like this with a Christian before?
Can I be honest with you?
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully nobody is watching, that I rock with that's a Christian that this applies to. But I have.
Okay.
However, if I want to be completely and brutally honest about them as a Christian, I don't even believe that they are completely in the faith like that. Like I come across a lot of Christians who seemingly are still on the fence, but they'll tell you, oh no, I'm a Christian and I don't fool with this and I don't fool with that. But when you listen to them talk and unpack the doctrine and the Bible and things of that nature, it's like, yeah, like they still have a lot of questions, or it's still things that are unanswered or unclear for them. So to answer your question, yes, I have been able to have dialogue with Christians in this manner to where it didn't come off to be judgmental or it was tit for tat. However, they were the Christians that were a lot more open-minded. And I felt like to some degree, they were not really devout like that, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And yeah. I think for me, I've always had conversations with fire and brimstone Christians. And the couple times that I did talk to Christians that weren't fire and brimstone, those people are no longer Christian. Because after our conversation, because I like the way Christians talk to me, I don't do that. I don't like, you shouldn't be Christian no more because of this. I just say go read it. Go actually read it and go read the books of the Bible that were taken out. And then let's come back and have this conversation once you read the books that were taken out. And then let's talk about why you think those books were taken out. It's certain things, just like the book of Tobit, right? The book of Tobit was taken out by Martin Luther King. The book of Tobit literally teaches witchcraft, what they deem as witchcraft. I don't really like the term witchcraft. I think it's a demonization of certain forms of spirituality. So I really don't even like the term necessarily, but when you actually read the book of Tobit and what happened, that's literally what she was doing. Like, he was communicating with an angel, and the angel told him what herbs to use, told him exactly what to say, what to write, where to go, what to say when they got there. And it didn't have nothing to do with Jesus. Nothing at all. It was full-fledged witchcraft in the book of Tobit. Don't even and you don't have to take my word for it. Go read it yourself. And then they took it out. And when you read the books that they took out, you be like, I see why y'all took that out. This makes sense.
But you know what? To play a little bit of a devil's advocate, a little piece of me feels like certain things we don't need to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like people are so just kind of warped and messed up in today's time that if we did have access to certain knowledge, I don't know how many of us would use it righteously. I don't know how many of us would operate within the realm of, you know, being quote unquote diplomatic, politically correct, righteous. Like, so to a certain degree, I do feel like a lot of people do need to be fucking controlled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, and then on top of that, and this is me just speaking from my own personal life, I'm gonna throw myself in so I don't make it seem like I'm just trying to be overly condescending, like, oh, y'all don't need to know, but I do. I don't even feel like I would want to know everything, because to a certain degree, my ignorance is bliss. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if I was aware of certain things, I would be freaked out of my mind.
Girl, listen, that's one of the reasons I refuse to have a debate and an argument with a Christian, because, girl, I will ruin your fucking life. I will have you up to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning every night. You're gonna be late for work, calling off work, because I'm gonna have you up reading so much, and you'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe I was believing this shit. So I'm not, that's why I don't have those conversations. So from a certain aspect, I agree with you 100%. Like, I believe that, you know, that saying, like, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yeah.
I believe that if, not when, because some people going to be believing that they're going to burn in hell forever. And that's good. I love it for you. I love it for you, fire draws. I love it for you, you know? But it's like, if you ever, like, just get the time, like, let me just read this for myself and sit down and read it, it will completely blow your mind. Like, I just actually did a video. Well, I recorded a video on this topic maybe like a week ago, like 2 weeks ago. But like you said earlier, sometimes I just give myself so much internal pushback on putting videos like this out there. But when you really, really sit and think about it, sis, when I was deconstructing, when I first read the books of the Bible that Jesus had in there that they took out, when I read all of the stuff that they took out in the original text, you talking about somebody bawling, crying, like heartbroken. Like, when I learned the truth, I was literally like heartbroken the way the first time you get your heart broken. I can't believe you lied to me like that. Dang. Oh my God. You know, like that type of energy. So I believe for some people, ignorance will remain bliss. And I love that for them.
Yeah. I mean, and that's just me being honest. Like, certain things I don't want to know. I don't want to see. You know, I don't want to hear. You know, I'm going to be real. And somebody in the comments, I think it was Sarenza, he asked, you know, controlled by who? Well, I wouldn't necessarily say control. Let me reframe that. I would say certain things do need to be concealed for people's safety.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily want anybody to be controlled.
But this is something that I want people to think about, that I know a lot of people, especially Black people, the Christianity and the Bible and the God that Black people follow and the one that the Catholic Church follows are it's two completely different religions.
Explain.
Even though it's the same Bible, like for example, in high school, I went to a Catholic school. Even though I was Christian, I was at a Catholic private school, and we went and we did mass and all of those things, right? So when we're talking about Christianity, Christians believe that their hell is right now, like, and their heaven will be when they die and when they leave. The Catholic Church don't believe that shit. Why you think most Catholics rich? Why you think if you ever go to a Catholic church on Sunday, the front row is full of a bunch of rich ass motherfuckers that's barely there to talk nothing about God. They there to put money in the church because the Catholic Church runs the world. Period. That's why even in the comments, some people, why is everybody attacking Christianity? This is where the psychosis starts. Because I'm sorry, have we been on two different planets? Christianity was not spread across this earth through love. It was spread across this world through murder and death and war. That's how Christianity was spread. It was not spread in love. So when people are like, oh, why are everybody always coming for Christians? Christianity has literally killed and rummaged and made a mockery of everybody else and said, hey, no, you're gonna believe this or you're gonna die. Like, that's literally how it was spread. So I feel like that's the real mental psychosis that I think, and I feel like it's real like mental bondage still, because if any Black person even begins to think outside of that, there's this fear of like, oh no, my family isn't going to talk to me. These people are going to be done with me. They're going to judge me. I'm going to be isolated. I'll be alone. I'll be by myself. It's not like, oh, I'm believing this because I know that it's the truth. It's that me not believing this costs me so much more than just believing it.
That's deep.
I don't know. That's just what I've noticed. But then, especially, that's why I brought up my father and my mother's age difference. Not like, oh, my dad had a young thing. Just to say, like, most Christians now, just as we speak in our age group or around our age group, they're kind of just now coming into a lot of stuff where they think they know, but they don't really know, and they looking at their moms. This is the part I think is gonna offend some people, and I apologize in advance. I don't know if I should say this. Most people exalt their mothers of the church and stuff like that, but I was talking to one of my friends about it, and it's like, nobody ever asks why certain grandmothers and mothers of the church got 12 kids with 12 different baby daddies?
Who? Somebody grandma?
Like, in Detroit, I know multiple holy women in church who got 9 kids with 7 different fathers, or they got 12 kids with maybe 11 different dads. But you would never know because they holy and sanctified and in the church now. But see, me, her, us, we, Shalissa, my father's oldest sister is the same age as my mother's mother. Yeah. My father's oldest sister is the same age as my fucking grandma. Yeah. So I saw 2 different generations at one time. So I see them holy now, but they was fucking whores back in the day. And when you bring it up now, I don't remember. Jesus, it's in the lake of forgetfulness. Jesus forgave me. It's not, we don't got to talk about it no more. Jesus took it on the cross. Girl, Jesus on that cross ain't got nothing to do with them bodies that you loaded up, Ethel. Why can't we talk about it? But then if you see a hippie young girl, it's like, oh, she sure is fast. Ethel. Can we?
Cyn in here clowning y'all. Y'all like the video.
I'm just saying. But
this
why
is
can't
too
we
much.
have these conversations? We can talk about everything else.
this is too much. But I mean, since you brought it up, let's bring it up. You know what I'm saying? Because they swear up and down, oh, that hussy over there, the Nika Marie, she got her titties out, she got her ass out, she got her stomach out. Look at this Jezebel.
I ain't gonna lie, I had my titties out and I was like, maybe they already out on the thumbnail. Maybe I should switch my shirt. Cause I was like, I don't want to.
But that would have really slain us then. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like to your point, they will swear up and down, oh, I'm saved, I'm holier than thou. And it's like, bitch, you judging me for my attire or the way that I speak or whatever. And girl, I didn't do half the shit you done did. But it's cool for you because you repented. All right, bitch. Okay.
I got something for you. I got something real good, real good. So I'm gonna try not to say the name of no church. But the church that I was in when my father died, like I led the dance ministry there too. It was before my deconversion. When I first got there, baby, they from Chicago. He had one wife that he was with for probably, I think they was married for like 20 years. Mm-hmm. And it was this girl named Tiffany. Oops.
Did you just out her?
I didn't need to. Well, everybody know her name. She the new first lady now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
allegedly.
When I was at the old church, and this was the church that my father passed away at. Well, you know what I'm saying. And when him and the first lady was together, then his now wife used to be his assistant in his office. Mm-hmm. And his ex-wife, the whole church hated her because she was like, I don't want her in my office. I have a weird feeling about her. I don't want her to share office with my husband. And then she made Tiffany move out of that room, and she had her own office at the end of the hallway. He's married to her now. And guess what? All of them same women who was, oh, I love you, First Lady, and the same women that was judging her and talking shit about her for thinking that woman wanted her fucking husband, they all go to the church now. They all there acting like nothing ever happened. And he picked up the church and moved it maybe like 35, 40 minutes away from the side of town that it was on. Because like in Vegas, I live in kind of the bougie side of Vegas, but North Las Vegas, a certain part of North Las Vegas is where all the black people are. And so he moved the church to where all of the niggas is at because they don't know nothing about who they were before. So now he a bishop and she a first lady, and now they got 2 little babies. And girl, this is all in less than like 6 years, 6, 7 years. Yeah. And they at church, yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, Lord, amen, and everything. And nobody, so my thing is, why is that okay? How is a pastor constantly able to do this over and over and over again? And why is the pastor not held accountable, but y'all got smoke for everybody else? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's the hypocrisy for me. It's the cherry picking for me. Like saying, I wasn't even gonna go here, but since your ass want to be petty, let's be petty.
I didn't mean to. It's just like.
You know what also gets on my damn nerves?
What, boo? I'm scared.
When the most holier than thou people, and in this instance, I'm going to hone in on the women, because those are the ones who be coming at me sideways the motherfucking most.
They're the worst ones.
But what grinds my gears also, very petty like, is how they will be the most judgmental. Oh, that's a sin. You need to do this. You need to do that. But sin, and it's no shade, okay?
You good.
But when you look at them, I'm gonna go there saying, I'm sorry.
You know, I've been
your ass is built like a rhinoceros. You eat too damn much. Your house is filthy. Like gluttonous. What does your scripture tell you about being a glutton? What does your scripture tell you about having your house in shambles and being filthy and dirty and nasty? Like, you got all the answers. But when I look at you, Big Brenda, it's looking like you skipping over the scripture that's telling you, hey, don't overeat. That's a sin.
I got something for that.
Like, shut y'all big. I just get tired of it, Cyn. I get so fucking tired of you. You want to nitpick everything. Oh, you do this wrong. You do that wrong. Y'all need to be saved. You are a glutton. You are a pig for punishment.
I agree.
It'd be the most in your face sin. No pun intended.
I've never been shamed for my body more than Black women in church. Like, it does. Okay, as a woman, I be seeing how you coming. As a woman that's more well endowed in certain areas, it doesn't matter what pants I put on. I'm gonna have a fat ass in those pants. It doesn't matter. I try. Like, I wear my husband's pants a lot. His track pants and stuff. It's still banging in my husband's sweatpants. There's nothing I can do about it. But when I have 2 words for you, and you did this. You went here. 2 words. Freaknik. I have a question for you. Where did all of those women go? Did they evaporate into the thin fucking air, or are these the same women judging us? Because I know for a fact 4 holy women that I know that were at Freaknik. I saw about 2 or 3 women that I know personally. And that I don't know if you saw the movie that was on, I think it was on Hulu.
I didn't see the movie.
Well, I did, and I saw 3 people that I knew from church in there. They old now. Right now, they're like, I don't remember. Because there were multiple church women trying to sue. I can't even think of his name. The guy who did Freaknik. It was multiple women trying to sue because they were like, we in church now. We don't want them to know we was throwing that ass in a circle back then. And since you can't put that out.
I ain't never threw my ass in a circle as much as they've been throwing their ass in the circle, but let them tell it. I'm the Jezebel. I'm the one going to hell. You know what I'm saying?
You really get that? I don't understand.
Yeah.
They act like you be out here in thongs. I don't understand.
It does not matter. Like you said, if you got titties and ass, and if you cute and you ain't afraid to show that curve on that iceberg, oh yeah, you're gonna be all kind of hoes, all kind of hussies, all kind of Jezebels, and it's just like, girl.
You have a whole husband. I'm confused.
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a damn. They still gonna throw it at you. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna title you. They still gonna do all of that. And it's like, girl, and they be the ones with the turtlenecks. It be the ones with the head wraps. It be the ones, you know what I'm saying, with the skirts down in their damn toenails. Oh yeah, you the biggest reformed hoe. I ain't never did half the shit you did, but I'm going to hell.
I know, so like, once again, it's the video that I just made the other day. I said there is a difference between congregational members at church and the people who were actually in ministry. It's 2 completely different experiences. The people who yelling at you in the comments, the people who talking shit in the comments, these are all congregational members, because people who actually serve in ministry ain't got shit to say. You know why? Because they were behind the scenes with the pastor and they know what they doing. When I was at church and I used to dance and stuff, I told you, I think I said this already. We used to go in the back room and they would prep us right before praise and worship service started. And they would be like, all right, I remember this one time specifically because he wanted to do an extension on the building. And he said, hey, we doing this. We need big money today. What? He said, so I need you to raise it up. I need you to pump it up. And I already said this on the video. I will never forget. It was when I first started deconstructing. And it was the book that I was reading. And they was talking about basically how they do spiritual manipulation, which is basically witchcraft in church. And I'm like, what? No. And so I remember, you know that song, Something's Moving Up, Heaven on Earth. So he wanted me to lead that song, and he had wrote me ahead of time, like, hey, I need you to do this. And he was like, because this gets them going. Translation, this gets them emotional enough to open their fucking wallets.
Wow.
So we get up there, and you know how like the songs in church, how they build up. So the songs start building up, and then he came, the pastor gets off the pulpit, jumps down there with me. And then he starts going around with me or whatever, and he starts speaking in tongues, right?
Wow.
So he was doing by this time, it's gotten so intense in there that the song has went off, and now the drummers are just going. So remember when I told you at the beginning about me and music, remember I was the crybaby ballerina. Yeah. So I'm going, and I could just hear like it, as clear as day, not like as audible as I can hear your voice, but within myself, like, pay attention to him, change up your tempo, and watch his movement match your tempo, but on purpose. So I was like, okay. So I started doing something else different with my hands, like in a different motion. Like if I was like, do, he was like, like to match it, right? And so whenever I went faster, like I did a 6 count, and then I would do it about 3 times, and then he would be like, oh, she's switching up. And then his tones would change from a 3 count to a 6 count. And then I went back to a 3 count and went back to a 3. And I watched, I'm like, this nigga is literally manipulating these people with sound and with me dancing. And I remember he was like, look at her. And I had already spotted this woman. Me and her had eye contact the whole time. And it was like, he told me to go over towards her. So I'm going over and I'm dancing towards her. And the closer I get to her, she just like breaking down. Like she on the ground, crying, like they coming over and laying stuff on her or whatever. And he was like, what is, mind you, this is the same week that he want money for the fucking building fund. Mind you, this lady, she had taken the bus to church with her and 3 of her kids. And the money that she had in her pocket that she was about to give to him was the only money she had. She didn't have no money. She didn't even know how the fuck she was going to get back home.
Wow.
She didn't have it was Sunday. Her kids had to go to school. They needed food. She gave him that $100 thinking, by me giving you this $100, God's going to multiply it. Do you think he multiplied it? No, because it doesn't work like that. And then she came back to ask them if they'll help her pay her rent because now she's late because she don't have no money because she's I think she was $250 short. And they wouldn't give her the difference because she hadn't paid enough in tithes.
That's bullshit.
So it's like, I don't know. I think it's, and I watched him do that multiple times, slowly but surely. After that, I ended up turning the dance ministry over to somebody else, and then I ended up leaving. But that's the type of manipulation that's there. But if you bring it up or if you talk about it, I'm the devil. I'm the devil.
And I'm a piggyback off of that. I don't go to church. I'm not a Christian or anything of that sort, but sometimes I'll go with my sister-in-law or my mother-in-law for maybe Mother's Day or some shit like that. Right. And when I have been going, because I have been going for the past like 2 or 3 years on Mother's Day. And with me being a non-believer, I've just been able to really sit back and peep the motherfucking game scene. And girl, you can literally see the hustle. Like it's next level. Like I'm gonna be real, and it's no shade, and I'm gonna go back to what somebody said in the comments too. But from what I can see, these pastors and these preachers, They are the A1 day one motherfucking businessmen. They have ATMs in the church. They have, I mean, everything, anything that you can possibly think of that would be lucrative. They got vending machines. They have everything business savvy that you can possibly offer to a church in the church. And I was able to really sit back and analyze and peep the game. And the last time I went to the church on this past Mother's Day, it was some lady in there and she was getting ready to start acting a fool, jumping out, hollering and screaming. And when the pastor saw her getting ready to do all that, he was like, okay, now we trying to get out of here on time. You know, a lot of us trying to go eat. AKA we trying to go eat. We ain't got time for all that. So that was really a way to put everything into perspective for me. That yeah, this is a job for them. This is a hustle for them. And yeah, we're not gonna do too much when I don't feel like doing too much. But if I need the damn roof fixed, then go ahead and hoop and holler. But I'm trying to get home without barbecue, so calm all that shit down.
I don't think Black people realize how much fucking money churches make on Sunday. I don't think y'all understand. Oh. I do, because I was in ministry. So I was back there when they was counting. I remember one Sunday they made fucking $50,000.
Cyn,
and they got
you let me
services.
Cyn, you let me know. What is the name of the type of church to where the women look like pilgrims?
Sorry.
No, I'm serious. Like they don't show they hair all the way down to their ass. They dressing like curtains. Do it start with a P?
I don't know. Because what I want to say,
somebody put it in the comments.
It's 45,000 denominations. So
but at any rate, though, whatever church it is, no, it's not Amish because my people go there.
That's what I was gonna say. I want to say Kojic, but Kojic is for I don't know.
No, Well, at any rate.
Now you gonna have me.
I went to a church, right? All the ladies had Protestant. That sounds familiar, maybe.
Protestant sounds very familiar, but I don't know if I
don't know.
Some bald head Protestant women, they don't got no.
Let me ask my husband,
please, because I'm gonna be trying to look it up later. I get stuck in whirlwinds of information, so please find out, or I'm gonna have to find it. Protestant?
Huh?
Is it Protestant? I don't know.
I don't know, y'all. I could be completely off, but at any rate, though, Pentecostal. That's it.
You just said it.
Yes, Pentecostal.
Okay.
I went to a Pentecostal church sometime last year because I'm gonna tell y'all, although I do not fuck with religion at all, I can be supportive enough to show up for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm her. Yeah, so if you want me to go, I'll go. Like, hey, we got a convention. We want you to come. Just come. I'm her. You know what I'm saying? I'm very open-minded, very supportive, right? So at any rate, I go to a Pentecostal church with, some of my in-laws, right?
Okay.
This church was off the chain. All right. Everybody looked like pilgrims. Nobody wore makeup. Every woman's hair was down in the crack of her ass. I can respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all big one. But this is when I really knew, yeah, this is a hustle. The pastor or whatever y'all call him at what they call him?
Probably bishop.
Maybe it was a bishop. I don't know what they call him at the Pentecostal church. But he said, oh yeah, this past year alone, we were able to collect $3 billion on Mother's Day. Shout out to us. So I'm just like, they're telling y'all in y'all's face, hidden in plain sight, like, yeah, this is about getting the money. And at the same time of him broadcasting that was supposed to incentivize them to donate more. Like, oh yeah, because if we were able to make $3 billion this past year alone on Mother's Day, I know y'all can do it again. I know we can make some more. We can outdo that. And they just hand out their money. And when I tell y'all, they had this convention at a big ass like stadium we was in. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, Cyn. If I really were a diabolical motherfucker, I would open up a church.
Girl, you better say. I tell people that shit all the time.
I'm like, tax free, no taxes,
girl. But I actually believe in God, just not that one. And I don't want karma to come back and bite me back. But I've read the Bible back and forth, and I know the Bible better than every Christian in your comments. So I'm like low key, and I can sell salt to a slug. But I'm like, we in the wrong business. But let the nigga come on here and be like, I'm trying to invest in the studio. Like if y'all want to send donations, they're gonna be like, put your titties up. Why she trying to get donations with her titties out?
I'm telling you.
It's like, yeah.
It is next level.
Believe it. That shit blew my mind. Like,
it's a lot of money in it.
People laying on their face, crying, snotting, crying. And then once church is over, the pastor taking his coat off and stuff, and they back there. How much we make today?
Yeah, I know. We racked it up today, didn't we? About getting me a new business.
They told me Christmas was a minimum, and there was a smaller church. I'm gonna say maybe like 200-300 people could fit in it, like at capacity. And on Christmas, they made like $3,500. I mean, $35,000 on Christmas.
And that's just one day.
And they have 2 services. And the first service was 35, and what the second service is always triple than the first.
That's so if they salary in one day.
First service, they made about 90 after. For second.
And somebody in the comments brought up a very valid point, and I want to get your feedback on this thing.
Okay.
Somebody in the comments said, men see right through this, which is why a lot of the men are not in the church.
Girl, listen. Girl.
Do you agree with that? Do you agree that when it comes to the men being more logical, being able to peep game, less emotional than the women, that's the reason why there are not a lot of men in the church?
People are not going to like what I have to say, but, Black churches are predominantly single Black women.
Oh.
Did you hear about that pastor? He was 65 years old, and he married an 18-year-old girl that was at his church service. And the church is one of those churches that has a school attached to it. She had been going to that fucking school since she was in like preschool.
Wow.
So she went preschool all the way through middle school, all the way through kindergarten, and he's known her the entire time. He used to be her counselor. Wow. Now he is her wife.
Wow. So he groomed her.
Of course, like it was this other pastor. He tried to come against it. It was on the news and everything. I have a video about it. Like he was on the news and everything. And he goes inside of the church. The church is full of women. And the only men that were there, it was maybe, I think you can literally count the men out of 200 people. There were probably 20 men, maybe 20 men. And all of them were with a woman. None of them were there were no men just standing there by themselves. All of the men that was there got dragged there by their damn wives. And this is a church full of people who have children, and there's a 65-year-old man up there talking about my wife grown, and y'all better not say nothing to her and leave her alone. And they just are clapping. I'm sorry, but when you really think about it, I don't know how else to say it. To me, pastors are the biggest pimps ever.
Oh.
And think about it. Think about the way, okay, one church that we went to, when we first got there, you know how they do their altar call or whatever. And in intertwined with the altar call is also the call to get more people to join. And he would go, so I know there's some of you that's in that crowd right now and you looking for a church home. And the last church home that you was at, they probably ain't treat you right. All that gossiping, all of that judging. But we ain't gonna be like that. We gonna treat you different. This is a place where you can come and
not you choosing up at the church.
Yeah. And they be like, yes, God. And then you see all of the women just flock. That pastor that I told you about that married the congregational member, when his wife left, that fucking front row was full of bitches like this. Just clapping, because they wanted Showtime. They wanted to be the new first lady. She just the bitch that won. But it's a reason. It's the reason to me, and just my opinion, the reason the church is full of women is because pastors are master manipulators. Because you got to think about it. Another man, they gonna notice bullshit right off rip. As soon as the pastor started talking that shit, just that man that made that comment, he probably like, this nigga is hustling these damn women. Like, what the hell? I'm good. Cause
Cyn, I gotta jump in.
What?
When I went to the church on last year, Mother's Day, it was nothing but women in the church. The pastor said out his mouth, man, and I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm just the baddest bitch and everybody just looking at me, blah, 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 blah. But I don't go to church, right? So I'm going to be noticed. And he's scanning around the room or whatever, the little church or whatever. And, you know, he look at me, but then he keep on looking around like he ain't singling me out. But he said, yeah, I see some new faces out here, you know. And yeah, y'all looking good. So y'all just some beautiful women, you know. He said this what really made me be like, okay, yeah, this church is full of shit. He said, man, it's so many of y'all beautiful women in this church. He said, if it was men up in here, I wouldn't even go to church no more. I said, well, what kind of fucking statement is that to make? If you are called to save souls, why does it matter the gender that's in attendance?
Because
like, y'all beautiful women, y'all the reason why I come to church.
But you got to think about it. You got to, okay. What? Especially, I get into the psychology of humans, right? So when you look at it, think about it. The same bald head nigga that you found me on. Women who are missing or lacking something, like okay, you were watching, but you're not missing or lacking anything, and you have a fucking husband. So you were only gonna listen so much before your antennas went off and like, bro, you're a little much. Let me go look for myself. Women who don't have anybody, women who are lonely, women who are unaccountable, they look and they cling to men who take away their accountability. That's who they go after. A pastor takes away all of a woman's accountability. A pastor gonna get up there and say, you don't worry about your hoe days when you was at Freaknik. Don't worry about that shit. Leave it at the feet of Jesus, and it's in the lake of forgetfulness. So all of your thought-a-tot, rat-a-tot, teddy, it's in the lake of forgetfulness. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, baby. Jesus loves you. And they be like, oh my God, he too, thank you. And he just tell them whatever. God is, I'm around here and God is telling me that somebody wants to give $10,000. Ain't no man who been at fucking work all day about to listen to another man at the front of the building talking about God told me to tell you to give me $5,000. Women put up, they fall for it though. Every time.
Cyn, why does God need $10,000?
I don't know. Because I could have sworn God can make money and do whatever.
That's what I'm saying. If God is abundant and, you know, God don't, like, why does God need $10,000?
Moreover, you talk to God and you're in connection with God. So why can't you
Boom.
do shit like I do it? Why can't you go do some manifestation work and you raise that and you make that money fall out for yourself? Why can't you do what I do? But
What?
they
What? No, no,
can't.
no. Let's take it further. Why can't God just give you the money?
But Danica, God is giving them the money through you. He did.
Okay. I mean, okay.
God did bring the money through you. God is in the wallet.
I just feel like
it's getting on the card and swiping. That's what.
Here's the thing. Okay, so I looked up what you said, right?
Okay.
And it says there is no specific official statistic tracking the exact percentage of single Black women specifically inside churches, but broader data shows that 42% to 47% of adult African American women nationally are unmarried, and Black churches experience a well-documented gender gap where women make up 75% to 90% of adult congregants. So that would allude to what you're saying being truth, you know. So here's my thing. I think not only are maybe there a lot of single women or Black women, to be more specifically, in the church, due to maybe them wanting to be chose. Like, what do you really think is behind a lot of them being in the church over the men?
As girl, you know what exact other there's no I don't know how to say this. There's no other faster way to find open ass than in the sanctuary.
Oh my Lord.
Other than the club, it's the same thing. Most of the people that's at the club going to church in the morning.
So you think that the majority of the women in the church are single because they're looking for a man? Okay. So Cyn thinks that it's because they're looking for a man. I'm going to go further. I think it's because a lot of them, and I just hate to even be this real, but it is what it is. This is my opinion. Nothing of what I'm saying is facts. It's all my opinion.
Yeah, this is all opinion.
All of it. But I think to take it further, it's due largely in part to a lot of them needing somebody to save them and needing somebody to give all of their problems to, or to make them feel better about the lack of progress or the lack of just motion overall that they have with their lives. I feel like a lot of them don't have a lot of great things going on for their lives personally, and I feel like church is their escape in a way.
But when you think about it, it's okay. Think about it from the aspect of the content that you make. The same women that are judging you, the same women that are going to, like some of the videos that you make, like women like, I need a man that got this. I need a man that got this job. I need a man that does all of these things. Most of those women are also at church looking for the same thing. It was one video you made where it was basically, in so many words, it was like women automatically basically think men are like their fathers, their saviors. That's what when you think about it, a husband and God they put them on the same category. They're looking for God to rescue them and save them for everything, and they're looking for a man to come pay all their fucking bills. Not that that's a problem, my husband pay all the rent too, but like they looking for a man to pay all of their bills, to do all of the things for them, and he got to do this, and they got all of these rules. They got to talk to me like this. You got to take me on this date, and you got to buy me this much. You got to make this much money. It's the same thing.
That makes perfect sense, though.
Those same women are at church. These people, these aren't different people. That's why I brought up Baldhead Flex, because these aren't different groups of women. Because think about it, those same women that need that gratification from the pastor are also the same women that need gratification from different men online that tell them, hey, fuck this girl that's trying to hold you accountable. She don't know what she's talking about. You don't have to be accountable. You can do it the easy way, like this. Church is the same way. The relationships is the same way. So they go to church because if I'm at church, I know for a fact I'm gonna find a man who's going to be following these things. He's going to be a provider. He's going to have money. He's going to be faithful because he's in church. That's the work, them some cheating ass niggas. But it, you know, it is what it is. But that's the mentality. At least the women that I've talked to from church have. But then they pass each other around like a disco ball, though. I don't know.
Hey, I mean, that does make a lot of sense. So you're trying. So in a nutshell, what you're saying is you feel like a lot of the single women are in the church to fill the void of not having a man,
or the companionship or that type of masculine authority that they looking for, even if it's not. Because there'll be a lot of women that's like, I'm there for God. I ain't there for no man. But you don't need to be in church to experience God. God lives within. Even the Bible say that. So you're not there for God. You're not meeting God in there. You're meeting masculine authoritative energy there. And I feel like that's what most go there for. Because it's like, and you even said it, like that's something that we lost when we stopped going to church. And now is it the responsibility of this church for me to have my relationship with God and for me to learn these things? Now my studying is on me.
And see, the men see right through it. It's like they plan on these innocent women, you know, in their desperation or their loneliness. And yeah, y'all making a lot of valid points. Y'all really are. But I think it also ties into them not having a lot going on in their lives. And so they need the community of the church to help to kind of like fill that void as well. It's like, damn, I don't got shit really going on.
I used to think that, right? Until I watched one. Oh, I'm gonna say her name. I ain't gonna say her name. One of my mother's old friends. She met her at a church. She was on the praise team. She did every fucking thing at that damn church, and she was there on a regular basis until she found her husband.
Wow.
They ain't seen her. They ain't seen her.
Damn.
And so it didn't work out.
So pretty much everybody is fake as hell then. Y'all don't, and that goes back to what I said in my other dope discussion with my husband. I don't believe that the quote unquote Christians are really Christians and really believe what the fuck they be talking about for real. They're using Jesus as a genie. That's how I feel. I'm going to pray to Jesus until I get what I want, and then I can abandon mission.
But and I agree with you 100%. To me, the thing that irritates me the most about Christians is the fact that they use Jesus as a crutch, and Jesus never wanted to be y'all's crutch. Never. Like everything that everybody's like, I'm nothing without Jesus. Everything that Jesus taught was to tell you that you have the power. You. Faith without works is dead. He didn't say faith without me doing the works is dead. He said faith without works is dead. He said if you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. Not if you have the faith of a mustard seed, I'll move the mountain.
Thank you. Man, you preaching.
No, I never want to do that. No.
Man, it's just really diabolical and really sad when you really think about everything. Now, I want to end off on a positive note because we have been dragging the hell out of the Christians and the religious people. And I
don't really dragging, just a light roll.
I'm going to say this. I have also come across some really like solid Christians and, you know, religious people who are actually, in my opinion, living by what they are quote unquote supposed to be living by.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like we need more people out there like that. You know, they're not trying to beat you down with a Bible to death and trying to make you believe in this, that, and the third. And so salute to them. And on the flip side, I also want to call out, you know, some of my spiritual people as well, because some of y'all can be a little bit much. Y'all can be always trying to make it seem like you are the God, so to speak. So it's like, oh, y'all need to follow me. I got the game. See, I'm the hot priestess. See, I'm the divine. No, bitch, pump your
They didn't write a book about you. At least they wrote a book about Jesus, nigga. I'm not following you.
You know, so I'm gonna be real enough to acknowledge that I have also come across some really solid Christians, really solid religious people that I rock with more so than the people who are non-believers, sometimes. So yeah, it ain't no shade at all of y'all, but it is a lot of them to where it's like, please shut the fuck up. Okay.
If I could be honest, I don't really like that many people in general. I'm a homebody. So it's like, but I don't hate Christianity. I don't hate Christians. I don't like the religion and the doctrine because I've actually read it and I know that it's bullshit. But that's separate from the people that I know. Like, I know some of the most amazing human beings that are Christian, and they don't make Christianity their identity. They don't try to beat you over the head with it. It'll actually never really come up in conversation unless that's something that we're talking about. And sometimes we will talk about things, and I think that it's really ignorant for anybody to have a problem with anybody's religion living in America. Like, that's literally what America is about. Like, it's a bunch of different places, a bunch of different people from a bunch of different places with a bunch of different spiritual backgrounds. And it's like, I understand. Like, I get it. I used to be there, and I know that when I was doing it, it was coming from a genuine place. So as long as nobody's like trying to beat me over the head with it, I don't think that there's anything wrong with it, because at the end of the day, we're all, to me, there's only one God, right? And I believe that we all are different expressions of that God. When I say one God, I mean like one main source. I think there are multiple, right. Go there. But for that reason, I'm not combative like that. Like, no, my way is the right way, because none of us know anything until we get out of this motherfucker, and we still ain't gonna know.
That's what I'm saying.
So we all just arguing theories. Nobody knows anything.
Exactly. So shut the fuck up trying to badger me and tell me I'm a piece of shit and I'm a demon. Like, this shit. We all demons, bitch. That's how I feel about it. And I'm not gonna say that the Bible is bullshit, because there are gems and jewels that you can take away from the Bible in any doctrine. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, time out. You just killed me, because oh my God, I just said mine in a way. I'm like, oh, she said, let's be nice. And then after I get done, you like, yeah, bitch. So.
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm not judging. I was just like, wow, I went through all of that for nothing. I could have said what I was going.
I'm sorry. That's why I'm a heathen.
But
that's
not
me. I'm a heathen.
I think we should be able to have conversations like this without us damning each other to hell. Because if obviously I'm not, and I don't think that I am, but if I were God, I would imagine that I would want my children to have conversations. I would want them to talk and to have dialogue about it, because none of us know shit.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I feel like if everybody had the same type of mentality your husband had when that person was like, what do you think? Your husband was like, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know.
Right. And I can respect that. I love people who are able to admit, because to me, that shows that you are the most enlightened, or you're the most intelligent when you're able to say, no, I don't know.
I have no idea.
But I think we said a lot.
I don't think we did bad, though. I think we were really nice.
I think we were, too. I feel like we gave our own accounts, our own personal opinions. You even threw in some facts for us to go and research later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so we didn't do that horrible. So if y'all try to attack us and say that we're going to hell, what did my husband say? He say, I'm gonna need you to make sure that you're not gonna go to that hell first. Okay, yeah. Make sure you're not going to hell first.
If I'm going to hell, nigga, you going to hell too, because you ain't supposed to be telling me that I'm going to hell. So
exactly.
You telling me I'm going to hell. So
exactly. So with that being said, y'all feel free to let us know your thoughts, your opinions, your feedback in the comment section down below. Let us know, are you religious? Are you non-religious? You know, what is your background? What's your lifestyle? You know, are you somebody that's more open-minded? Are you an honest like me? Y'all let me know. But I got a lot to do, y'all. As y'all can see, Lil Big Sis been on the rampage. Y'all see me trying to get my steps in?
Girl, me too. I've been looking over here because I got to record another video.
Yeah, so I got to get my steps in. I've been on the rampage with my steps. I got to keep it nice, keep it tight. I got to go and do some more laps around the neighborhood. So I'm going to check y'all in our next dope discussion. I may go live with y'all again tomorrow. I don't know yet. Cyn got to go and record her some content. If y'all want to, feel free to go over and support Cyn's platform. You may learn some stuff that's causing your hair to damn fall out. Stop doing that shit. She gonna teach you the scientific way on how to grow your damn head. Okay, we tired of being bald head. We tired of having alopecia.
I'm bald head by choice. Y'all bald head on.
Yeah, you want to be bald head not by choice, not because you doing shit wrong. So go and follow Cyn. She has dope commentary over on her platform, dope content that we can all learn from. And yeah, thank you so much, Cyn, for hitting me up. Like, oh, we need to talk about this. Like,
we have to. I love it. Thank you so much for having me up here.
Okay. Love y'all. Respect y'all. Big shout out to Cyn. Go and hype her up. Show her some love. And we're going to see y'all in the next dope discussion. All right. Much love and peace to my crown heads. And Cyn, when I hit in, I'm going to be gone, sis. So, okay.
Girl, me too.
All right.
Bye, girl.
Can we sit down? No interruptions. Open dialogue without judging. Dope discussions. Dope discussions. Talking real raw. Ain't no cutting. Open dialogue without judging. Dope discussions. Dope discussions. Can we talk about it? Yeah. 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 Can we sit down? No interruption. Open dialogue without judging. Dope discussion. Dope discussion. Talking real raw, ain't no cutting. Open dialogue without judging. Dope discussion. Dope discussion.